Two things can be true at once. You can be grateful for the beautiful life that you've created and all that you've achieved thus far, still have an aching desire for more. And until you stop arguing with yourself about wanting more, you're gonna stay exactly where you are, and you definitely don't deserve to settle in this life. If you're currently sitting here feeling like something has been off, instead of trying to fix yourself with more effort, more goals, more, I need to get it together, I need to shake this off energy, I think it's high time you do a life audit, and I've created you just that. It takes 5 minutes. It's called The Era of You. It's for that ambitious go-getter woman that I know you are. You've done everything right. You've checked off all the boxes, yet it still doesn't feel like freedom. I want you to click the link in the description box below and take 5 minutes and uncover exactly what season you're in, what patterns are coming up for you, where in your life, so you can actually shed all that you think you're supposed to be and really start to live in the embodied version of who you actually are. So you've built the life that looks good. You've gone after things that you were genuinely passionate about at one point, or were desperate to get out of wherever you were, and so you went into achievement mode and you checked off all the boxes. Perhaps you went after the career, the relationship, the title, the salary, whatever that is for you, making sure you're living in the right location. We all know that thing. And there's no shame that that's been your game, really. But there is a subtle belief inside you that thinks, if I get those things, if I achieve, I then will be free. Nothing can stop me, not even the pain of the past, right? There is freedom attached to the achievement, freedom attached to the stuff, freedom attached to the title. And we're shouting it from the rooftops. We're making sure that the people know, like, hey, look it, my life is good. I have all the good things. Look at me, I'm slaying in these streets. We post that Instagram post, and yes, you're slaying, but we need to look at the connection between, if I have all these things, if I get this title, if I have this relationship, whatever that is, then I will be free. Then I will be good. That was the original reason for the pursuit, for the chase, for the climb. Now there's also even this rooted part of you that's like, okay, I'm starting to pick up that this thing doesn't equal freedom. And you can tell something's off. There comes a time in every ambitious high achiever's life that you wake up and recognize, it's an illusion. And I can put as many goals on the list, I can put as many checkpoints on the list to achieve, but freedom is not actually found there. And when you have that realization, that in and of itself unlocks the path to living your life your way. Then what happens is a more terrifying truth really sets in. If I admit that I actually want to build my life differently and create something new and go after something completely different that is true to what my desires are, not in this attempt to find freedom or in this attempt to be seen as good or smart or great in the eyes of family, husband, job, industry, whatever those expectations are on you, and that conditioning that's being projected on you. The thought that comes up is, okay, well, if I honor what's coming up for me now and lean into my truth fully, and maybe you don't know what that is, but does that mean that I failed? That all that I built thus far was for nothing, or was the wrong thing? And I know the math that your brain is doing. I know well because I used to be there 10 years ago. So an example looks like, if my career doesn't fulfill me and I'm actually feeling called to start from scratch in some way or make a pivot in whatever way that looks like and take a leap, and maybe I don't want to do this anymore, does that mean that I've wasted time? And does that mean that I messed up the first time? And you try to make sense of what was the last 10, 5, 2, 3 years, whatever amount of time. If you're in a relationship and you're recognizing that you want more, your needs are not being met, this partner can't actually give you what you want, and what they want is something different than what you want. The writing's on the wall, and then it's thinking, okay, well, do I make a move out of this, or wait, did I just waste time over the last 5, 6, 7, 10, 2 years? Insert whatever story that happens for you. Oh, I'm 30. Oh, I'm 28. Oh, I'm 42. Should I do this? And the ultimate fear is time is running out. What did I sacrifice all that for? And you make it mean that something is wrong with you. You did something wrong. You made the wrong step. How can you trust yourself? Is this moment right now another one of those moments? Are you about to make another misstep? And I'm here to tell you that's not the case. When you find that your energy feels like it's draining, there's a leak, this is a sign that something in the life is not aligned for you because things are leaking. You're burnt out. You're feeling this low grade, can never shake it exhaustion. you're perhaps feeling a little depressed. Nothing pulls you either which way. You have to kind of like put on the excitement, feeling disconnected. Those are all signs something isn't fitting, something isn't right, some piece is not allowing the energy channel to move. And when we believe and feel like we can't trust ourselves because we were going down one path and now we're seeing the path doesn't fit necessarily for us anymore, instead of honoring ourselves, because we are so programmed in so many different ways to shut off our own intuition, shut off our own self-authority, our own gut, our own marker of our inner voice as that compass of discernment and making the aligned, strong, convicted decisions. That when we're sensing something, we always wait for the catastrophe to happen before we make a move. And in that internal spiral, we always feel like the safer move is to settle, minimize our truth, minimize what we're sensing, minimize what we're feeling, minimize our higher purpose, our higher self's intelligence. And then in that, we push it down, and we always remind ourselves this idea of gratitude comes up again and again and again, because when we were younger, we were taught you need to be grateful, you need to be humble. Well, at least I have a partner, or at least I have a job. Yes, two things can be true. We can be grateful for what we have and also recognize that we are outgrowing the stage that we're in. We're having an evolution in our sense of self. We are having a reckoning. In that, gotta be grateful. We brush things off as like, oh, I must be going through a phase. I'll be over this soon. Let me do a reset, right? All these other things start to take our view and it gets pushed down a layer deeper, and our own voice and our own truth gets quieter and quieter. In each new moment, we stuff it down lower and lower. There's this quote or saying, I'm not even actually sure where I first heard this, but to paraphrase it, what's happening for you right now is the universe, insert higher power, is throwing a pebble, right? Pebble at the window and just lightly being like, hey, I think you should pay attention. Hey, we are evolving. Change is happening. Because change is the only constant. Trying to stay in the same line in the same place and do the same thing and keep it going, and not ever letting new breath and life come into it is the reason why you're feeling stuck. The reason why you're feeling like you're not free. The reason why you're feeling like you need to burn it all down. And when you don't take the hint and don't take the notice, that's gonna throw a brick. And when the brick comes through the window, we're in chaos mode and it feels so dire. And then we are forced to take action versus choosing. This is a sign evolution is happening inside you. If you're a millennial like me, we grew up in the most advancement of technology, hustle culture, achievement culture was ripping and raring. And I'm not taking a swipe at we gotta make things happen. Nike, just do it. Love that. But also at the same point, we have to understand what we're doing and why. And does that even connect with what we're looking to build and really bring our truth into the mix versus all the pressures and conditioning and projections that we get from society, marketing, industry standards, history, traditions, family. Really wake up to the fact that things are allowed to change. Things are allowed to evolve. And what's happening for you is not meant to be pushed down. It's not meant to be cast aside as a phase you need to get over, or recognize that you need to be grateful, or the version of you that puts you on this path is not the version of you that's sitting here watching this video. And in the reckoning and desire of stretching, you have to recognize that you have a life. And it's not something that you're supposed to settle on an old version's decisions and not meet the new version of yourself that's emerging. I'm a Bravo girly, and I was listening to a podcast where a new Real Housewives of Beverly Hills cast member, I watched this podcast that she was on. She brought up humility and being humble. And she read the definition, which Dictionary.com says the definition of humble is modest, having a feeling of insignificance, inferiority, low rank, and insignificant in status. And that is such a projection on us as women, as we have this desire, because we're infinite expression, to want more, honor the reckoning that's happening inside us, evolve, and then this conditioned line of you need to be grateful, you need to be humble, you have beautiful things, this should be enough. Why are you asking for more? And I was like, whoa, that is so ingrained in our psyche and in our belief system that we contort ourselves to stay steadfast and stay true and don't change what we decided from the old version of ourselves. That is a part of the belief system and story that's running the show for you subconsciously. That's why I'm here to tell you, your grateful era is keeping you low-key miserable. Minimize, humble, in a lowly, insignificant status, inferior. Don't shoot the messenger. That is just dictionary.com. And I want to invite you to honor what's moving through you, break out and expand, because you do have this one life. If this has been resonating and something's been percolating inside of you, and you're like, yes, I am trying to get clear on what that next level is. I want to step into my truest expression and my new era. I want to honor the awakening that's happening for you right now. I've opened up some slots on my calendar this week just for you. Click the link in the description below. Book your breakthrough strategy session. It is 30 minutes, completely free. Or go to renewyourliving.com/breakthrough. On this call, we're going to look at the season that you're in, look at the pattern that's showing up for you and keeping you in this loop of status quo, and start to map out what that next era and evolution of self is looking like for you, so you can elevate into your fullest expression and actually live at that standard right now, because that's what you deserve, and we are not settling in this one life. This is part 1 of a series I've called The Chapter You've Outgrown, the path to getting everything you want for the millennial woman who's done everything right. Make sure that you're subscribed and hit the bell to be notified so you get instant access to part 2. Until then, don't forget to hit me with your biggest breakthrough that you're experiencing right now in the comments below. I read all of them and I will be responding right back to you. I will see you in the next video, but if you want to keep the party going, make sure you watch this video next.